Well, I'll need to brush up the details with my pa, but the events go more or less like this. 3 months before the Falkland War, some weird stuff started to happen in the border region of Brazil and Argentina, in the zone of São Berja. My dad was enlisted at the time, and since the region was rural and pretty peaceful, the military, milicos, didn't really had a lot to do besides PT. Farmers would sometimes hire the soldiers to patrol their property at night. Since cattle thieves were still somewhat a thing, it was mostly free grog money. Then mid-February during one patrol they found a dead cow. Her neck was partly ripped off, chunks of her flesh were missing from her body too. It spooked the shit out of the locals, and the explanation issued was something along the lines of pack of Lobo Guaro or Cacho do Mato. The quartel, how do I say this in English? It's like the place where the military is stationed, like a fort or something, started an investigation of sorts and increased the numbers of patrols in hope of finding whatever was doing it. After a few weeks of patrol it was suddenly suspended and everyone was to stay in base, unless they were on official duty. Looking in retrospect, my pa doesn't really know if it was because of the attacks or because HQ already knew of what would go down on April. During the month of March more dead cattle appeared, alongside some dead stray dogs. It caused a panic along the farmers. Cattle was expensive. When the Falkland War started, the patrols resumed and things went quiet soon after. There was a lot of theories of what was causing it, from lobisms, Portuguese/Spanish werewolf folklore, to satanic rituals and fluff. It wasn't uncommon a fraternization between soldiers of the two sides of the border. Apparently the same weird stuff was also happening in their side of the border, and it was getting more common. Since the start of the war, their garrison started to thin because of the war and unit reassignments, and so their patrols started being more sporadic. The worst came when a hobo in their side of the border disappeared and his body was found at our side. Lots of mutilations and lacerations, body half-eaten, no eyes, nose or ears. Arms had deep cuts on them going down to the bones. Pa says it caused great distress in the patrol who found the body. The barracks was scared shitless. It was something who they've only heard or seen in terror movies and old wives' tales. The brass was also scared, but dismissed it as haha, it's just Cacho do Mato, don't worry, but increased patrols anyway. On our side, things quieted down after the body was found. No more dead cattle or dogs found while on patrol. The occasional chicken still went missing, but that actually can be a Cacho do Mato thing. Our garrison was still scared shitless even after weeks. It wasn't uncommon to have a trigger-happy idiot shooting at shadows during patrols, be it on our side or theirs. The thing is, it was 1 or 2 shots, until one night it was heard a lot of shots being fired in the other side of the border. Our patrol was recalled, and the garrison stood in alert for the night. In the next day my father went with his squad to the Argentinian side to ask what had happened. One of the soldiers in patrol had seen a large human/ape-like furred creature and taken a few shots at it and ran back to their barracks. My pa squad didn't believe a lot in the creature part, but reported back at the garrison what had happened. The Labisaman, werewolf, theory gained traction along the garrison. The more light-hearted of them started to joke around about silver bullets and etc. My father didn't think it was bullshit. He had some other spooky experiences in the army and this wasn't a huge leap from what he had already seen. The patrol duty for my pa would be on a Friday. It was a memorable day because it was when the Britbong intercepted a Brazilian civilian plane coming from South Africa. The patrol duty went fine for most of the night until around 4 p.m. They spot a suspicious fellow walking around a farm and quietly go check it. When they approached it the thing stood up. It was a mix between an ape and a human. It had a thick brown fur, it had long arms with claws like a sloth, a neck that ended in a big eye and the mouth was in his chest. The thing was startled and stood still for a second. The patrol also did, blood cold as ice. When the thing moved and ran in the direction of the nearby woods, the patrol dealt with it by shooting it. The thing was fast, but it was hit by some of the gunfire and cried/howled, which spooked the shit out of the patrol, who legged back to the garrison very fast. After the event there wasn't any more attacks by the thing. A Mapinguari. A few weeks later the war also ended, and things calmed down a lot. The patrols continued, and gossip about the encounter went through the garrison, who wasn't very keen on patrolling after what happened. No one wanted to go into the woods after the thing too. This is it, I think. I'll talk to my dad and see if there's anything more to the tale or not.